So most of the soap operas that they were filming at that time.
Back then.
Back then, most of them were shot in Ichibo. Super Story was shot at a really low access of Ichibo. But I was happy, like first time on screen. I got featured in my first cinema job by Darcy Richards, The Auntie. Oluwaseun is my first production as a producer. Well, I've been a single parent for about 11 years now. Speaking for my children, we are two opposite people. I'm more of an extrovert, and my kids are introverts.
Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to another exciting episode of Road to Stardom. My name is Honeywell, and I am your host. As you already know, on Road to Stardom, we unravel the stories of great personalities and celebrities, exploring their challenges, triumphs, as well as the unique experiences that have shaped their extraordinary lives. On the show with me today, I have the gorgeous Nollywood actress, Oluwaseun Tope. Oluwaseun Tope is a brilliant filmmaker, an actor, a producer, an entrepreneur, and also a lawyer. She made her first appearance in the Nollywood space in the year 2002, featuring in soap opera called Izozo.
Yeah.
Ever since then, she has featured in a numerous amount of different movies, TV commercials, and so on. We've had Juvenile, we've had Okete, and many more. Let me give her the floor to introduce herself. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Oluwaseun Tope. Hello, ma'am. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
You
Nice
look
meeting
gorgeous.
you.
Same
oh my
here.
God, thank you.
How do you feel being here today, please?
I feel so good, thank you.
I mean, I
love
can see it.
everything.
You're radiating the good vibes and everything.
I'm a
Love
positive person anyway, so
I can
you can't
see
expect the
it.
least
I can
from
see
me.
it. So, this is Road to Stardom. You're
Okay,
welcome.
thank you.
It's an honor to have you on the show today.
My pleasure.
I mean, let's get right into it.
Okay.
Since 2002, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Wow. How did you get to that point? Where was this really your plan? Have you always wanted to be an actor, a filmmaker? And there's also the law part.
Okay.
So, please,
I'll mention that.
take us through the journey from law to acting.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it. Coming from way back, 2002, I guess I finished secondary school about 2001.
Okay.
And before then, I grew up in Ijibo, here in Lagos.
Here in Lagos.
So most of the soap operas that they were filming at that time,
Back then.
most of them were shot in Ijibo. We had Binta, my daughter.
Of course.
Super Story was shot at a really low access of Ichibo.
Of course.
Izozo was shot around Ileko bus stop, where I grew up from. So I remember going to Jam Blessings and, I sneak into the apartment like,
What's going on here?
I'm like, yeah, I want to be an actress, so blah, 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 blah. So I remember sneaking in this particular day to that house. Then Grace Ama was the main character of that movie. People say I look so much like her back then. I don't know about now. So I sneaked into the apartment and I tried to good afternoon, sir, good afternoon,
Introduce yourself.
So do you act? Can you act? Yes, I can act too. And I think the series was about women trafficking program or something. So I got a few shots on that job. And thereafter, I was supposed to have continuity with them. And they said they'd be coming to my parents to allow
to seek
me.
consent.
So I'm okay, well, I now have to describe our house then. So they can come behind me to ask for their consent. But guess what? I was beaten.
Really?
Like jam, Monica Lashe, asking to go do jam. What
And then you're sneaking about doing all this.
But I was happy, my first time on screen. And that was it, schooling and everything. So I didn't go back into it until about 2014.
Wow.
2014, I had, I got featured in my first cinema job by Darcy Richards, The Antique.
Yeah.
Then I think it was shot around Songota. Sholaya was a director, and that was it. But you know, coming back from then, I was already a family woman. I had kids growing up, so I just had to just pipe down,
A
and
little bit.
I just stopped. I couldn't go with the pace because I had my kids growing up. But fast forward to now, I came back. Though I did some field job between 2014, 15, 16, 17. I was working back to back with Sharafa Olabode.
Okay.
You know, we had Ayela Bowo, Ayeloja, Omonla. Then late Mojolaya picked me up. I started working with her. Go with her to movies and all that, to locations.
To locations.
So I got featured in like 2 of her jobs, Mosura before she passed on. So I stopped. I stopped and came back fully the year 2017. I stopped working and went back into production.
Wow.
And since then, it's been good all the way.
It has been a great ride. It has been
It's
good.
been a
Welcome
good
back.
one.
We are
Thank
so
you.
glad to have you back. So, talking about family and the demands of this profession of acting, how were you? I know you said you had to stop for a while, but at that point where you were going, and how were you able to, you know, did you have any support system, your husband, you know, your kids? How were you able to be there for them as a family woman and still do your acting thing?
Okay, you want me to spill this?
Please.
There's this thing a lot of them don't know about me. Well, I've been a single parent for about 11 years now.
11 years.
So, coming from that, my kids were small, we're still very little. So, I had to juggle schooling because I stopped schooling for some time. I went back to schooling. So, I had to juggle the schooling, taking care of the children, career, so I couldn't just go on. So, I just said to myself, let me do business instead. Face these children. When they're grown, I can always go back to my passion.
To your passion.
So
wow.
that's been the journey.
That is a very selfless and sacrificial thing to do. Shout out to all the mothers out there.
Oh yeah, you're doing a good job.
Yes. So talking about being a single mom in this industry, in this world that we live in now, especially in the industry, let's talk about marriage and relationships and all of that. I think I would be right to say that there's been a high rate of, you know, broken marriages, divorces among filmmakers. And I know it happens everywhere, but we're talking about a filmmaker right here, a very brilliant one at that. So we're going to streamline it down to within your own industry. You understand? So what is really going on? Is it that the profession makes it so hard for filmmakers and actors to sustain relationships and marriages, or there are other factors that we as outsiders don't know, that we just say, oh, you know, a lot of people say, oh, I'm not on film, filmmakers act, oh, and all of that. What exactly is going on? From your own perspective as an insider, I want you to enlighten us.
Okay, I think I was speaking for myself. I don't want to speak for other people.
Of course.
Well, on my part, I was separated. And when I got separated, though he actually knew I had a passion for acting, but I wasn't acting while I was with him. You know,
he was never in support of it.
No, because I wasn't even pursuing it then.
At that time,
my hands were tied, so I wasn't really. I just said, when she my hacks logic, I'm still going to hack. Still going to go back to my passion. You know, even my parents knew that's what I wanted for my life. You know, even from the feeling of courses, jam, and all that. But the married thing, when I left, yes, I went into acting. It wasn't because I was separated I went into acting. It was just about passion. Then coming back to your question about, I think most times about trust issues. You know, we have a lot of exposure as an entertainer.
Of course.
We tend to meet people every day. Some men can't control that. We tend to go out on daily basis. We tend to party. We tend to mingle with the high people. So when there's no trust issues, definitely marriage is going to crash. And when there's no understanding between partners, or you don't have that valid understanding between both of you before getting into that job and getting married. Like, okay, I want to be an actor, or I'm an actress before you met me. Do you like this job I do?
Profession.
Do you think you're going to support me? Do you think
can you stand
can stand the trials, the blogs and all that? Can you stand controversy? Because definitely when you get to that point in the career, there'll be controversy.
Even if you don't find them,
so
they'll find you.
if I think for people that are coming, they should have that, how to talk with their man or their partner. So things like this won't come in. Though I know some people get carried away in the job, in the profession.
The actors themselves.
Even while being married, they get carried away because there are a lot of good things that comes along being an actor,
of course.
whatever. There are a lot of big people wanted to say, okay, I'm going to marry you, I'm going to do this for you. But it's about commitment to each other. It's about love, understanding. If I want to settle down now, I think wherever the man is, he has to understand I've gone to a point I don't want to say no to my career. So you have to understand, hey, this is me. I'm different from what people perceive from outside. I'm different. What you're seeing on the screen is not me. I could be on micro mini, but in regular day when you see me, I'm on my 2 pieces, all covered up or something. So you don't judge me from what we're watching on the screen. It's different. So there are a lot of factors, but those factors should be put in check when settling down with a man.
From both parties.
Exactly.
So from what you said, am I right to say that you're open to having another marriage?
Oh, yes. I'm very much open. I'm very much open, very single. But
and very
I don't
beautiful,
think
of course.
I want to settle with someone that still wants a child.
You just want someone that's...
Companion, soulmate, go to parties together, go on vacations
What if the
together.
person actually wants to marry you? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Someone that is not about having a child again. Maybe already has kids. We just bring them together and just nurture them together. They're grown. Or they need their dad to be taken care of. I'll be able to look after their popsy.
Okay, that works. I mean, the most important thing is understanding and
love and
loving each other for who...
Committed to each other.
Of course. So, we've had a lot of stigmatization when it comes to being a single parent, especially for the female counterpart, because I don't see most people saying, oh, he's a single father and all of that. But I think the bashing comes majorly for women that are single parents. How have you been able to move through disorders? Have you had any experiences that made you feel like, oh, is it because I'm a single parent? That's why this happened, or something like that?
Yeah, I've had my own share of that, but not much. Maybe because I think most single parents, there's a way some of us present ourselves. If I don't tell you I am, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
If I don't come online to start having one issue or the other with someone who were in the same profession together, you wouldn't know. And though I'm not a loud person, you wouldn't see me at parties and all that. So even you wouldn't know if I don't say it.
Right.
Then I think the only reason, or most times, where this situation comes in when people bash single parents, sometimes maybe our parents in the outside world, not in the screen, outside world.
Outside world.
The way we nurture our kids. And, presentation of yourself. Maybe, having you don't have that charisma. Or you're everywhere. You think, if I'm not here, I know.
Being all over the place.
Exactly. You don't have to be like that. You can actually be chilled, be low-key, comport yourself, have your self-esteem, and improve more on yourself and whatever you do. And, from your kids, people can always tell, they won't even be able to differentiate if these kids are growing from a single parent or they're with both parents. So you can always do better, Sha.
It's just about yourself and how you present yourself.
Exactly.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let's talk about you as a mother, because I know there is a lot of sacrifices. There's a lot in being a mother. So my question is, we've seen celebrities in the acting world are always trying to propel their children, their daughters. I know you have a daughter, and she's very beautiful.
Okay, so I'm a page.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
So the likes of Iyabo Ojo, Mercy Aigbe, we've seen them propelling their daughters into the limelight.
Yeah.
And from a very early age, so to say. So I know that the limelight is good, but it also has the risk of
The effect,
exposure to, you know, bad press, to negative attention and all of that. Now, you being a mother of a beautiful daughter, would you encourage her into getting into the limelight at an early age without, you know, with all the good and the bad sides of it? Or you feel like the earlier the better, why not? So what are your thoughts on this?
Well, for me though, I don't mind. But for speaking for my children, we are two opposite people. I'm more of an extrovert. And my kids are introverts.
Oh, wow, wow.
So they don't even want to be in the media at all.
Oh, they don't want to have anything to do with that.
Media.
Wow.
Even though my daughter likes, you know, TikTok, but when you're not trying to repost her, she's like, why are you reposting me? When she film with me, I'm not doing, you know, even, I remember shooting my job last December, and I'm like, you are around now, come and feature. Like, no, let me just do your welfare. You know, when they want to not doing, like, what, now let people see you now. I know. So I know that part of them. I don't know, maybe they will change more later, but they do not want to be in the media.
Right
They do
now.
not want to even to post their pictures of birthdays and all that they don't want.
Wow.
But for me, I don't mind, you know.
I mean,
So-
it's hard these days to find teenagers and youth that don't want to have that spotlight on them. It's very, very hard.
I think it's just natural. You know, we are built differently.
Of course.
And, you know, my own blood is very from, they have a mixture of my blood and the father's blood.
Of course.
So definitely maybe I'm the extrovert and they just want to be on the father's side. So it could be.
All right. So let's talk about your recent production, which is Oreo Fair
Yeah.
Dress. How's that going?
Okay, thank you. Oreo Fair is my first production as a producer. My first debut as a producer, and I'm so glad.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, I've been in the industry for a while.
Of course.
Yeah, consistent and inconsistent. You know, I've featured in a lot of movies, you know, and I haven't been able to bring something together and say, this is my
This is
production.
mine.
I'm bringing people, I want to pay them, make them feel comfortable in my job. And I feel so happy and, you know, I don't know what to say about that job. Oreo Fair is going to be held pretty soon. We should drop it by ending of the month.
This month,
Yeah.
April.
So maybe probably by next month, start showing and streaming on YouTube.
Wow. So guys,
And I
watch
can't
out.
even you guys to see the magic we pull.
Oh,
you know?
I'm in no doubt that it's going to be amazing. Guys,
you.
watch out for Oreo Fair.
Oreo Fair, the movie
on
produced
YouTube.
by Araloyin Oluwaseun Tope,
Awesome.
aka Sean.
Wow, it's been wonderful having you on the show. But before I let you go, I want you to share words of encouragement to young people out there that are trying to get into the industry or that are just trying to chase their dreams. What do you think that they should take seriously if they are going to be successful in the filmmaking industry?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
First thing, patience.
Patience.
And not being in a rush. Because you know this job we do, this profession, we have a lot of people doing it. So for you to be distinctive amongst those people, something has to be special about you. It could be your face, the way you perceive life, the way you want the media to accept you, the way you want people to look at you. That's the perception. Aside patience, knowing your craft well, having a passion for it is different from you want to do it for money. Money is not going to come that same day you started the job.
Of course.
You know, even if you can do it for years and you might not be paid. Even if you are getting paid, you might be getting nothing less than maybe 50K. You understand?
Exactly.
But you're doing it for the passion. Let the passion come first before you now put a price on it. Because when you put a price on it and you don't have a passion, you'll be dropped.
True.
Even as I'm going, you know, gradually, there are some people still seeing you. Though they come to your page, take a sneak peek, like, okay, she did this, okay. Okay, let's call her, let's do this. That pace won't go like that from the start. It has to take time. It's a gradual process. So your patience, passion, understanding the terms in the job. We have terms we use as a filmmaker. When they tell you pick up, and you're like, what are they saying? Tempo, you don't know the meaning. You know? From the top, you don't know the meaning. Those are things you should learn. It's a learning process, and you're learning every day.
True.
If I'm in a job now, I'm being asked to play the role of a housewife. I know I'm supposed to maybe a cool housewife. I already know what I'm supposed to take to the location.
Of course.
I know the right outfit I'm supposed to wear for that job. For that role. So understanding the terms that comes with that job will make it an easy free for you. And as I said earlier on, passion, patience, and good virtue, you know, and not being everywhere. Don't say you want to be everywhere. You will lose your dignity and your value.
Wow. Thank you so very much for being on
Most
the show.
welcome.
It was a wonderful, wonderful time chatting with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Ladies
so
and
much.
gentlemen, like you've heard from our guest today, passion, patience, and perseverance. These are the things that you should hold if you know that you want to be successful in the filmmaking career or in any career at all that you might find yourself. Remember, it is not only about the stardom, but also about the journey. My name is Honeybell, and I am your host, as always. This is Road to Stardom. Catch you on our next episode. Bye for now.